The autumn air in Wuhan carried an electric hum, a palpable anticipation that radiated through the bustling streets as thousands of devoted fans converged outside the prestigious LUX flagship store. Colorful banners fluttered in the afternoon breeze, each one bearing the names and faces of two of China's most radiant television stars, Tian, Xiwei and Zhang. The atmosphere was a chaotic yet harmonious symphony of excited chatter, camera shutters clicking like frantic insects, and muffled screams of adoration. Security guards locked arms in a tight perimeter, bracing themselves for what everyone knew would be an overwhelming tidal wave of enthusiasm. The massive crowd surged forward like a living, breathing entity, completely unified by a singular, burning desire to catch even a fleeting glimpse of their beloved idols. Inside the venue, a profound hush of preparation hung in the air before the grand entrance, contrasting sharply with the roaring thunder outside. Stylists and brand representatives adjusted the final details, ensuring that everything was utterly pristine for a night destined to be remembered. Tian Xiwei stood near a glowing vanity mirror, her radiant smile catching the warm lighting as she took a calming breath. Known for her infectious, bubbly personality and expressive eyes, she practiced a quick wave to her reflection, eager to share her boundless energy with the awaiting sea of supporters. Just a few paces away, Zhang adjusted the collar of his impeccably tailored blazer, his statuesque height and striking features exuding an effortless elegance. He offered a reassuring nod to the staff, though his mind was clearly racing with excitement about the roaring reception waiting just beyond the heavy glass doors. When the signal was finally given, the double doors swung open, and time seemed to freeze for a fraction of a second before the universe erupted. Tian Xiwei stepped out first, looking like a modern-day princess in a dress that seemed to shimmer with starlight, instantly captivating every eye in the room. As she raised her hand to offer a sweet, cheerful wave, a deafening shriek of pure joy tore through the crowd, shaking the very glass of the storefront. Close behind her emerged Zhang, whose magnetic presence and devastatingly charming smile caused an immediate spike in the decibel levels. The sheer kinetic energy of the crowd shifted violently upward, transforming the upscale shopping center into a stadium-sized rock concert powered purely by star power. Flashes from professional cameras and smartphones illuminated the lobby like a continuous lightning storm, painting the walls in erratic strokes of white and gold. Shui's eyes widened in genuine awe at the scale of the turnout, her hand flying to her mouth in a gesture of stunned delight before breaking into her signature, heart-melting grin. She leaned slightly toward Zhang, whispering something that made him chuckle softly, a brief candid moment that sent the nearby fan section into absolute hysterics. Ling stepped forward to take the microphone, his deep, resonant voice cutting smoothly through the ambient noise to greet the ecstatic audience. "Hello, Wuhan, thank you all so much for coming out to see us today," he spoke, and the resulting roar of approval nearly drowned out the sound systems. The chemistry between the two actors was undeniable, acting as the ultimate catalyst for the crowd's already frenzied state. As they walked down the branded red carpet toward the central stage, they moved with an easy, natural synchronization that fueled countless shipping fantasies among their fanbase. Xiwei paused frequently to accept handmade letters and small gifts from fans in the front rows, treating each person with a warmth that felt deeply personal and sincere. Ling, displaying his characteristic gentle demeanor, made sure to bow respectfully to the older fans while flashing playful finger hearts to the younger generation screaming his name. Every micro-expression, every shared glance, and every synchronized wave was meticulously captured by thousands of lenses, destined to become viral moments across social media within minutes. On the main stage, the event officially commenced with a series of interactive segments designed to bring the stars even closer to their audience. The brand executives beamed with undisguised satisfaction from the wings, watching as the public engagement metrics skyrocketed in real time across digital platforms. Xiwei took center stage to share her skincare and lifestyle secrets, her voice light and melodic as she joked about the notoriously humid Wuhan weather. She explained how LUX products had become an essential part of her daily routine, her authentic enthusiasm making the brand pitch feel more like a cozy chat with a best friend. Ling listened attentively, chiming in with well-timed humorous remarks that showcased his quick wit and effortless charm, earning cascading waves of laughter from the mesmerized spectators. The interactive games brought an extra layer of playful chaos to the afternoon, pushing the crowd's excitement to absolute fever pitch. For one particular challenge, the hosts invited lucky fans from the audience to participate in a trivia relay about the stars' recent television dramas. Xiwei and Ling enthusiastically coached their respective teams, jumping up and down with genuine competitive spirit when their supporters scored points. When a young female fan accidentally stumbled in her nervousness, Xiwei immediately rushed forward to steady her, wrapping her in a warm, comforting hug that brought tears of joy to the lucky participant's eyes. Linghe followed suit by offering a bottle of water and a reassuring smile, cementing their reputations not just as talented actors, but as genuinely compassionate human beings. As the program transitioned into the photo op portion, the anticipation reached a climax that felt almost unbearable for those lingering outside the perimeter. The brand representatives joined the actors on stage for the official ribbon-cutting and plaque presentation ceremony, posing elegantly under a cascade of golden confetti. The glittering paper rained down through the air like magical snow, catching the stage lights and creating a dreamlike aesthetic that photographers had only ever dreamed of capturing. Xiwei playfully caught a piece of confetti on her shoulder and blew it toward the camera, while Linghe stood tall and proud, framing the picturesque scene with his model-esque posture. The flashbulbs intensified into a blinding strobe effect, recording history as one of the most successful promotional events of the year. Behind the glittering facade and the roaring cheers, however, the sheer physical intensity of the day began to take a toll on the production staff and security teams. Outside the barriers, the crowd had swelled to such enormous proportions that local traffic came to a complete, glorious standstill for several blocks. Police officers in high-visibility vests worked tirelessly to maintain order, forming human chains to ensure that no overly enthusiastic fan breached the safety zones. Inside the venue, the temperature rose noticeably from the body heat of hundreds of packed bodies, yet neither of the stars let their radiant composure slip for even a single second. They maintained high energy levels, continuously checking on the crowd's well-being and urging everyone to stay hydrated and safe in the congested environment. During a brief backstage intermission, the actors finally found a moment to catch their breath away from the blinding lights and deafening noise. Sitting side by side on white velvet sofas, Xiwei fanned herself with a script while letting out a breathless, joyful laugh that echoed down the quiet hallway. "I had no idea the turnout would be this massive," she marveled, her eyes still sparkling with the residual adrenaline of the main stage experience. Linghe nodded in agreement, taking a sip of water before adjusting his jacket cuffs. "Wuhan fans always bring a unique kind of fire," he replied with a warm smile, acknowledging the legendary passion of the local fan base. Even in downtime, their effortless camaraderie was evident, proving that their on-screen chemistry was simply an extension of their genuine mutual respect. The brief respite ended all too quickly as the final segment of the evening, the exclusive media interview and VIP fan signing, loomed on the schedule. Stepping back out into the main hall, they were greeted by rows of journalists holding out voice recorders and firing rapid-fire questions about their upcoming projects and personal philosophies. Xiwei handled the entertainment queries with her characteristic quick wit, deftly balancing professionalism with her trademark adorable playfulness. Linghe addressed deeper artistic questions with a thoughtful eloquence that revealed his intellectual side, discussing the nuances of character development and the importance of staying grounded in the fast-paced entertainment industry. The reporters scribbled furiously, knowing every quote would dominate the entertainment headlines by morning. As the interview concluded, the VIP fans who had won exclusive entry tickets through LUX promotional contests were ushered into the designated signing area. The room fell into an odd hush, replaced only by the soft scraping of permanent markers against glossy promotional posters and albums. Xiwei looked up for every single person who approached her desk, making direct eye contact, asking their names, and offering words of encouragement that left several fans weeping openly. Linghe maintained a similar level of profound dedication, treating each interaction as a sacred exchange of gratitude rather than a mundane chore. One young man presented a custom-drawn portrait of Linghe's most famous character, prompting the actor to stand up and give him a warm embrace that left the fan completely paralyzed with disbelief. Outside, the crowd had begun to disperse only slightly, many lingering in the hopes of catching a final wave as the stars departed the building. The sun began to dip below the horizon, casting a dramatic amber and purple hue over the Wuhan skyline and bathing the venue in a cinematic glow. Street vendors capitalized on the massive foot traffic, selling glowing batons, unofficial posters, and local snacks to the dedicated fans who refused to leave their posts. The air was thick with the scent of grilled street food mixed with the collective euphoria of a community brought together by a shared passion. It was a cultural moment that transcended a simple corporate promotion, turning into a festival of youth, beauty, and modern celebrity culture. Preparations for the departure were handled with military precision as black luxury vans pulled right up to the stage-level exit doors. Security personnel formed a heavily guarded tunnel from the interior elevator directly to the vehicle doors, ensuring total protection against the surging sea of humanity. When the announcement came that Xiwei and Linghe were about to leave, a final, earth-shattering roar echoed through the concrete corridors of the parking structure. The stars appeared, walking briskly while waving one last time to the cheering staff and remaining fans who had managed to sneak into the back areas. Xiwei paused at the van door, blowing a final kiss to the crowd, while Linghe offered a crisp salute that sent the final wave of admirers into absolute ecstasy. The heavy doors of the luxury vans slammed shut with a solid, echoing thud, sealing the actors inside their mobile sanctuary as the engines roared to life. Slowly, the convoy crept forward, navigating through the dense walls of humanity with cautious precision as fans rushed alongside the vehicles for a final, desperate wave. Inside the dimly lit cabin of the van, Tian Xiwei collapsed back against the leather seat with a contented sigh, kicking off her high heels and stretching her legs. "My feet are killing me, but that was honestly so much fun," she admitted with a tired giggle, rubbing her temples to ease the lingering adrenaline headache. Zhang chuckled softly, leaning his head back and closing his eyes as the vehicle finally broke free into the open highway traffic. Back at the LUX headquarters, the aftermath of the event resembled the wake of a magnificent storm, with discarded banners, glowing merchandise, and happy chatter fading into the night. Event coordinators began the arduous task of packing down equipment, their faces flushed with exhaustion but beaming with pride over the historic success of the day. Social media analytics trickled in through their phones, showing millions of impressions, trending hashtags, and video clips accumulating hundreds of thousands of likes within mere minutes.